Do you hear gunshots echoing through the woods? Hundreds of wild boars are being hunted. The cornfields, the only source of income for the people of Kansas, USA, are in serious danger with an estimated loss of $16 million to the harvest. How will locals and hunters deal with this difficult situation? Watch to find out in this video. Wild boars have become a serious threat to agriculture in Kansas, USA, where hundreds of acres of corn have been destroyed. As the final days of the harvest season approached, when the cornfields were ready to be harvested, the wild boars began their attacks, moving quickly. Viewed from above, the areas that were attacked resembled a battlefield, and the quality of the corn was severely affected, making it unfit for production and processing. It is estimated that more than 200 acres have been destroyed, causing about $300,000 in damage. Adding to the crisis, corn harvesters reported multiple encounters with wild boars, each weighing up to 300 pounds, a clear sign that the wild animal population is growing as they find an abundant food source. In response to the growing threat of wild boars, the US government has taken a number of measures to control them, including the use of guns. They have begun using cars to move quickly through the fields at night. These cars equipped with bright headlights. Hunters believe that at night is when wild boars are most active. They go out in large numbers of 15 to 20 to search for food. Hunting from a car is an exciting experience for many hunters, but it requires them to undergo specialized training courses distinct from regular hunting activities. To participate in nighttime hunting, hunters must meet specific requirements, including a minimum vision standard of 20/40 to ensure they can see clearly in low light conditions. Additionally, they must complete a series of tests designed to help them track and identify signs of wild boars in the dark forest. During the day, Kansas hunters use bows and arrows to knock down wild boars. However, this method requires them to move quietly and possess camouflage skills to avoid detection by the wild boar's keen senses. Bow hunting requires more technical skills, as hunters must operate within a limited range of about 30 to 40 yards to ensure accurate and effective shots. On average, about 2,000 hunters participate each year in efforts to control the wild boar population in Kansas. However, this method requires them to move quietly and be stealthy. Otherwise, the wild boar's keen senses will detect them.
Sticky McGee.
Bow hunting requires a higher level of skill because it is only effective up to 30 yards, so camouflage is essential. On average, about 1,200 hunters participate each year in wild boar control efforts in Kansas, out of a state population of about 2.9 million. Hunters in Kansas primarily use compound bows for hunting, a type of bow that provides increased accuracy and power thanks to its pulley system. Compound bows are ranked among the top 3 tools for hunting. This hunting method has proven effective in Kansas, helping farmers reduce an average of 250 hogs in just 1 month. Hunting season is mainly in late summer to early fall, coinciding with their mating season, making it an ideal time to control their population. When hunting wild boars with bows and arrows, hunters often prepare corn bait mixed with a scent to attract wild boars from a distance.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.